Start the video. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening. We're going to start.
Good evening. Good evening.
You guys can hear us? Who's Alpha Camara?
Alpha.
Oh, Alpha. Okay, very good. Okay, great. Okay, my name is Bobby Link. I'm the acting chair, executive the nominating committee. We have quorum present, 3 of the 5 members. The other 2 are on their way. I figured we get started and let them come in as we open discussions. The first thing we have to do is it is May 15th, 2025. It is 7:11 p.m. You're starting the meeting of the nominating committee. My name is Bob. The first thing we need to do is elect a chair, which should be done on the record. Does anyone have a motion? It's a motion. I guess this nominating. Motion seconded. Motion is seconded. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? No? Okay. Unanimous. 3-0. Bobby is chair. Okay. The next thing we need to do is to discuss the procedures that are in the bylaws. If you look at, I printed a copy for the people who are here in the meeting, Article 5, Officers, Section 2. It's not particularly explanatory. I looked at some other community boards and they have more thorough procedures. Maybe that's something we want to take a look at. If anyone has thoughts about it, I certainly welcome it. Maybe it's something we can send to the executive committee to look at it for next year. But since not less than 4 weeks prior to the meeting in which the officers election is to be held, the board shall elect a nominating committee of 5 members. Okay, we did that time. This committee shall present 1 or more candidates for each office filled at the election meeting. Additional candidates shall be nominated before this meeting. A majority of the appointed members present and voting shall be required to elect a candidate to office. I take that to mean a majority of the people who are present and voting at it, not a majority of the board. Should no candidate receive a majority of the first ballot, all the candidates except these 2 receiving the largest number of votes shall be dropped from the ballot. The second ballot shall take place. Voting shall be closed or open ballot. Discretion of the board. And as you can see, it gives us a lot of discretion about how we want to proceed in setting up this election. Last year, what we did internally, the nominating committee actually put forward a slate to be approved by the full board. We can do that again. We can just give an election, set the parameters for election by the full board. We can get to that question, I think, once we know who we want it. Which brings me to the third topic that I had, which was the open seats. So our current chairperson, Beatrice Colonel, the first vice chair, Clinton Mike, second vice chair, John Eisler, correspondence secretary, Julie Benitez, the treasurer, Elaine Dickerson, and then the recording secretary, Michelle Broomfield Armstrong. Of all those individuals, only Michelle Broomfield Armstrong does not want to run again for recording secretary. So we have an opening as far as the executive officers. Do we want to, does anyone have any thoughts about when we want to open up the floor to consider, nominations? We can do it in the board meeting, we can do it now. Is there anyone either in the meeting or online who has a nomination for an open seat? Can you guys hear us?
I can
Yeah,
hear
we hear
you.
you.
Is anyone,
Ah,
is anyone aware of anyone who's interested in the recording secretary? No, it sounds like a no. So I think what we'll have to do. I've confirmed with everybody, with our show. Let's see. I thought I there. Let's see. No, Ms. Benitez is running for re-election. Okay. So everybody is running again except for Michelle Bloomfield. You have that one open seat. I suppose what we'll do is just encourage everybody in the next board meeting to propose names and submit an application to this committee, and then we can evaluate that. You say application is about. Well, what I had thought of is I prepared these interview questions, and what I thought was people who are interested either for the open role or for a contested role, that they could submit a formal request to be considered to be put on the ballot, and that we can use interview questions, and then we can make a determination. Well, number one, they should be put on the ballot, and number two, we want to recommend one candidate over the other. We're open to do really whatever this committee wants. We can recommend a certain candidate, we can just put it to the board, or we can just put it to the board and include response to the interview questions, so people can make an educated thought. We can allow people to speak at the board meeting about the issues that are important to them, why they're interested in for office. But I guess I was just interested in, how everyone sees that plan. Does anyone have any thoughts?
I definitely think it's a good idea. So that we basically tell us why they want to be in a position and what we know. Also, understanding what that role is in its totality, but what it requires. Myself being a dual board member, I'm not really sure of all the responsibilities for each one of these positions. For me to even make, educated decision to go for.
Okay. So what? Unless I'm hearing anything else, what else? What we'll do at the board meeting is we'll try and speak online. Okay. What we'll do at the board meeting is I will go ahead. Someone's raising their hand. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we're going to have to open it up at the next meeting to gain interest, get some interest. But what I'm going to recommend is that the persons who are interested in running for office, whether it be a contested seat for one of the spots where someone's running for re-election, or if they're interested in the open position, which is recording secretary, I think they should fill out, like, it doesn't have to be these interview questions, just like too basic, like a bio perhaps. Why are you running? Bio, why are you running? What do you see as the role of this office? What do we do good? What can we do better? Is there anything else you want to say in favor of games? Anyone have thoughts on that?
I think, but it was like what qualifications have to be specific role.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. Well, we're gonna have to open it up, at the meeting anyway, because we're gonna have to. Yeah, I don't know what that telling me a message. Okay, oh, anyway, ice. Okay. Well, when we get on it, yeah, we do it at the meeting. Okay, area, yes. Okay. All right, so everyone. The other thing that I'm going to talk about is the procedures about how we're going to actually do this election. So, okay, it sounds like when we have the meeting, what we'll do is introduce the opportunity for everyone to be nominated, and then those nominees will submit a response to our interview questions. And then, as a nominating committee, do we want to approve a slate, or do we want to just approve a ballot to be voted? That's a decision that is really up to us. Other community boards, they handle it both ways. It's just like you're a Democratic vote, or they have the nominating committee decide we think this is a five best candidates, this is the slate, and then it's kind of a Republican democracy. You like a Democratic? I mean, just what wants to run. Just what wants to run. As opposed to everybody's. Okay, I suppose what choosing a slate is saying. Yeah. I mean, what was fun? Sorry, guys. Hey, Wayne. All right, Wayne, just to recap real quick. What's the problem? So we're not going to look at it. So, well, it sounds like we're going to do that. We'll do a ballot because there'll probably be at least one contested election. And what we had talked about was we don't have yeah, right. So I prepared a Google ballot, and it'll just have the contested elections, the uncontested elections, and then you vote on the Google form. At the next meeting, we will announce the procedures, and we'll tell everyone that if you don't want to fill out the Google form, can't fill out the Google form because you have a technology issue, we will provide you with a paper ballot. That's what we know. Okay. Does that make sense to everybody? All right. And then I guess what we'll do is the voting will be open on a certain date and it will be closed on a certain date. And then the results will be tallied at the next meeting, which is no. The next one. We got a main meeting, we got a jump. But by the time we adjourn in June, we've recessed. We have to have a new slate of officers. So, okay, so just so you know, Wayne, that's the applicable bylaws. Okay, it's in section 2. It's not very explanatory. What we've talked about so far is that we have one open seat, which is the recording secretary. So we're going to have to kind of probably convince somebody. Yeah. And there might be someone who's also interested in contested election. But we're going to open up those nominations at the next board meeting, and we're going to ask those nominees to complete these interview questions. so that people are, can make a knowledgeable decision. And then we just added a couple of, just bio and, what qualifications do you have? Simple stuff like that. And then we will prepare at the next nominating committee meeting, the fine points of the ballot and release it to the members to actually start voting. So we don't know how long we keep the voting open. It's like 2 weeks. And I think it ended like the week before. Okay. One thing that people don't need. No, but they're going to go to the next meeting. We're going to say, I guess the next meeting, we're going to say, look out for the ballot. But because between now and June, you're going to get a ballot. And you got to vote in this ballot, or it doesn't have a record revote, and your vote's not going to count. If you don't like voting online, you're able to vote with a paper ballot, but you got to tell the nominating committee to give you a paper ballot. And at the next committee meeting, we'll finalize the order and the candidates. You do like committees. Okay. And then Thursday prior to whatever our meeting is. June 26th. Okay, so June 26th, we get to go to 19th election. And on June 18th. We don't know yet, probably one. We heard one nomination earlier. We have one open and no names. Yeah, no, that's like a summer. Full of business. Okay, and then it'll open, what do we think? June 7th or something. We'll make it June 20th. Friday. And then the 6th. Yeah, have it open on the 6th. Give you time to have a meeting after. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have a meeting. Arrange the interview responses. So when do we want to come back for another meeting? For the 6th? Yeah. Maybe with the 66 as well, right? It might be late. You want to do less than June? No, they should not conflict with any of the other. All right, so it's only the 2nd, the 3rd, of June. Joe, is Ursula George, can you help us with that? George, you there?
No, it's me. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
What's the calendar look like on June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th? Do we have any committee meetings?
No, you're good.
3 days?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? What on that day? We're going to approve the ballot, okay? And so for example, everything I see what it might look like. This is a little. I didn't give you a copy right away. But it'll have this link will go out to everyone. Unless someone is firmly asked for a waiver, you will still get a paper ballot. So we'll have to write up a paper ballot. And then we'll have to get everything out by, we'll come back on June 3rd or 4th. And then by the end of that week, we issue the ballots out and then have results in advance of the June board meeting. So you're going to send of everyone that's on the board. Everyone's going to get, and then move, right, and then another one, we get it back, and we know who's involved. No. Okay, yeah, let me explain this again. Well, all right, so we're back, we have a meeting next week. It's like, all right, so we have a full board meeting on the second. On the agenda for the board meeting, I'll speak, and I'm going to say, if you're interested in running for executive office, we have one open seat. And there may also be individuals who want to challenge the individuals who want to be elected. If that's the case, first we do nomination, and then if you do or are nominated, accept the nomination, we'll need you to fill out the interview. Got those interview questions, and the nomination will be submitted to this committee. With all that information, we'll prepare a Google document and a paper ballot, and then we'll start the voting for the first couple of weeks of June. And then come back, late June meeting. Okay, is everyone on the same page? All right. We need to vote on this. Right. That makes sense. I think that makes sense. Give whoever needs the paperwork. Okay. Oh, we didn't decide what our agenda is. What date are we coming back? Is it the second, third, or fourth? Does anyone have preference?
Second,
Yes. Second is on Monday. All right, June 2nd, 2025, and 7 p.m. Do we want to make a motion to approve the procedures? We really haven't. I don't think we have to. We don't need a motion. All right, so at this time, at 7:32 p.m., I'm going to move to close the meeting as the secretary. And this meeting is goodbye. Thank you, everybody. Good night, everyone. Good night. Was they really long?